gift card. Simply head over to the website and scroll down to the bottom of the page and click where it says gift cards. You can decide between posting the card or delivery by email, then decide the value that you would like to send. Whether it's for a birthday, a special occasion, or just a way to say thank you, the Sewing Street gift card is the perfect answer.
Now, you'll already know her, Helen McCook here. Now, did you forget to put the bottom half on? It's a very short skirt.
It's not very short, and I'm not bending down.
No. And she looks gorgeous. Hello, how are you, my lovely? So now, you'll know her anyway from anyway, but at Sewing Street, you've only done, you've been a demonstrator for another company, haven't you?
Yeah.
So this is the first time we are doing your work, Helen McCook, design, embroidery. So for those people who don't know...
Yes.
Who are you? Where'd you come from? What do you do? How did you get into all of this then?
Kind of fell into it by accident. I always likened myself to Alice in Wonderland, kind of fell down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So I was at university doing a design degree, and then I was in the careers library, and I pulled out a booklet for something else, and a leaflet for the Royal School of Needwork fell on my feet. And I'd never heard of the RSN. I didn't sew. I was doing a textiles degree, but I wasn't a sewer. So I kind of looked at it and thought, that looks interesting, and applied, and it changed my life. So
isn't that funny, just from a leaflet falling out of a book?
Yeah. I always say that thing as well, though. It's, if everyone's waiting for a sign, but you have to be prepared to take the direction.
Oh, no.
So,
see, I'm so like you. I think opportunities come up all the time.
Absolutely.
And it's whether you actually recognise that it's an opportunity that's come in.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not a good opportunity. It feels like something bad's happening.
Yeah.
But actually, it's like when you get made redundant or something like that, and you just go, oh, it's the end of my life. But actually, would you then do what you... I believe, and I think we all get so caught up in actually making... When you make the decision, that all that stress goes away.
Like,
and no decision is the wrong decision.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
The decision you make is the right decision for you. Anyway, so you found the leaflet, you went to the Royal School of Needwork.
Went to the Royal School of Needwork, so trained as a traditional hand embroidery apprentice with them at Hampton Court Palace for 3 years. Completely amazing. Immersed myself in this world of embroidery and found my tribe, basically. Found my people. Yeah. And it's just lovely. I've worked in it ever since, so in different facets of it, so commercially and within auction houses and things, kind of looking at all the different aspects of the things that interest me and kind of garnering those and bringing them along. And then, I just love it. And been freelance now since 2008.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And how much embroidery is going to be on the wedding dress?
God knows.
We've been designing this wedding dress since before COVID, haven't we? Because it was supposed to happen before COVID. Yeah. And so we were just discussing it, saying what we're going to do.
Well, there's got to be embroidery on it, apart from anything else, because, of what I do. But also, one of my friends passed away last year, and I've got his beads and gold threads, some of his things, and they've got to be on this dress.
Oh.
So I've promised his parents, promised his mum, that it's going to be on there. So, and it's going to be.
And also, while I'm on that, that's a really sweet story, but have we also got to say hello to somebody else?
We do, yes. So, I went to university, as discussed, with a very well-known art quilter called Laura Kemshaw and Laura and Linda. And Laura, I was speaking to her at the NEC recently, and her grandma is your biggest fan, and it's a birthday coming up soon, so if you can wish her a happy birthday, Granny Kemshaw.
Granny Kemshaw, do we know what day it's on? What day? Can you find out?
Do you know what? I'll find out and I'll let you know.
If I'm on that day, I'll do it again on the
Please
day.
do, because she loves you. She loves you.
Granny Kemshaw. Right, come on. We've got so much to cover in this hour.
I know.
So now, these are kits that you have designed.
Yes.
Now, they're all of a like, but they're all slightly different, aren't they? What are we going to be covering?
So we're on a theme, basically. So today's a bit of a kind of tester of lots of different things. So we've got lots of surface stitching embroidery, so lots of things that different types of stitches, different textures on the surface, in different threads, so something for everyone on that front. And then we've got a silk shading, long and short design as well, and also a metal thread design. We've got 2 lovely tools.
And what's crewel work then?
Crewel work is a surface stitch technique, but we're working in crewel wool.
Right, so we got that today
yes,
as well, haven't we?
Absolutely.
And then going forward, in a month's time, time, you're going to be coming back.
Yeah.
So today is a taster of all the different things. And then as the months go by, 1 month we'll do crewel work, 1 month we'll do gold, 1 month we'll do, so that you can expand. So use today. Now, the kits that we've got today, if they've never done any of them before, are they all doable? Or are some you're going to say, oh, well, I'd wait with it? And we'd rather be honest.
Yeah, no, if it was me, they're all kind of beginner level where they're at. But if you're a complete newbie, never picked up a piece before, I'd probably go for hearts and flowers or for the floral swirl.
Which we'll do in a second.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is, if you've never stitched before, maybe don't go for the gold work one today.
Yeah.
Or whichever one, I don't know. But you'll tell us as we go through.
Yeah, they're all quite different techniques, though. So the gold work one I've brought is a beginner's gold work.
Perfect. Right, so, that's what we want. That's right. Right, so where should we start then, Han? Have a look. These are all the finished things here, right? Now, you've seen that one, the heart one, on Facebook, because that was the one, it looks cool on all social media, doesn't it? What we'll do is I'm going to introduce all of them, and then we can just concentrate just on the stitching. Don't have to have me whittering on. There they all are, first of all. So, which one am I doing first, then? Hearts and flowers, which is this one here. Of course, the stock's already gone. Right, so what you get in a box, now I've got to show this to camera too. What you get in the box is you get all of your threads, which are...
They're all DMC.
DMC. You get your... Is this linen?
Yes.
With it already... Now, I not want to be rude, it's quite a crude...
It is. You want it heavy and big. So basically, you're going to be covering those lines with your stitching. So what I did for a starter piece is to make them bigger, so that you know you're using more threads and you're looking at the technique of how you stitch.
Perfect, because a lot of time people would go, oh, we want it as thin as possible.
People quite often want to go with a starter one as fine as possible, and actually, for a beginner's kit, it's not necessarily the best way of starting.
No.
You want to go thicker threads so you can see it clearer and easier.
So this is the one we've got on your stand now.
Yes,
but
exactly.
look at, I want to show you these. Right? Look at these, now to you, Kat, yeah? Look at these instructions, right? It's not just an A4 sheet of, look how close this is, right? So you can see exactly what you've got to do. You can see how you need to get in touch with Helen McCook if you get stuck on anything. Look at the drawings. I mean, the amount of paperwork in here, do you know what I mean? There's loads. There's all your stitches. Yeah. There's everything with close-ups. Don't even need your glasses on, do you, for the writing? Do you know what I mean? All of that, $37.99. Now, you will need a hoop, won't you, to work in?
Yes, you'll need a hoop and some scissors, and that's the only thing you'll need.
Oh, do you know what we should have had today? We should have had the hoop, the table hoop thing. This thing, shouldn't we? On the website, there's one that you can screw on and one that you can sit on.
Yes.
That's a 10-inch hoop. Would that be too big?
I would personally use an 8-inch.
Okay. We've got an 8-inch hoop as well in the hour, but if you wanted one of those... to sit on. Right, okay, so that was the first one. Then where do you want to go next, Han? The other surface embroidery one, which is floral swirls. Rightio, that's floral swirls, this one. So in this one here, same, so you've got your lovely, now is that a linen or a canvas, that one? Looks like a canvas.
That's a canvas.
Canvas, you've got your beautiful threads in there. Now, it looks quite, but gorgeous colours and everything. And again, all of your instructions are in here. All the instructions, Floral Swirl Beginner's Embroidery Kit. $21.99, there it is. It's just 4 colours, it's just 4 colours, that.
And you'll have plenty of spare thread in your pack as well.
So
you'll have plenty of spare thread, so don't worry if...
what needles do I need to buy?
The needles are in there.
Oh, the needles are in there. I didn't see them. Sorry, needles are in there. Right, so then, which was the next one you say? Tudor Rose. I love this one. We're going to demo this one later. Tudor Rose. Half the stock of this has gone already. So again, there you've got your canvas there. No more colours in this one. So now this one's shading, did you say?
Yeah, so it's silk shading, sometimes known as long and short. We are going to do a demo of this. And you can see the direction lines are printed on the fabric, so you're just following the direction that's printed.
Oh, so you're really, really holding our hand all the way through it.
Absolutely.
And then the idea will be, this will be, if you love it, you do it this time. Then in one of the shows coming up in future, we'll do a whole show with even more difficult ones and challenging ones and different. Single figures, and you get your needle in there, yeah?
Yes, everything, all of them have got needles in.
Get your needle in there, brilliant. Then we're going to... Shall we dance, is that called? Yeah, here we go. Shoe is very... Oh, right, okay. So this now
Yes.
It's what we were saying earlier.
So those are the crewel wools. They're by Appletons, and which is a British company, and they're all colour fast, and they're really nice to work with. And
so are the stitches the same, or the stitches
same
different?
kind of stitches, but you can see the thread is a bit thicker, a bit bigger, so it works in a bit quicker. Bit more coverage with more speed, but just nice texture in your fingers as well.
John Lewis's used to do a fabric. I only know this from when we used to do period dramas in theatre, and whenever we had a designer would turn up with a crewel, and rather than doing it all the crewel work, we'd run to John Lewis and go, would you like this? Would you like this? But this is the shoe. So now this will be a different needle, I'm presuming.
Yes, that's a chenille needle, so it's a bigger needle.
$49.99, beautiful. Oh, that goes back in there. And again, all your instructions, and that one feels even thicker there. So that one's got I'll just show you one page, right? The detail and everything. And then, just brilliant, aren't they? $49.99, so that's that one.
I think there's nothing worse than getting a kit home and then not being clear on what you're doing. You want it to be exciting and you want to feel like you're having an adventure with it.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Yeah. Right, next. Richard's Revels. She's just said Jacob Reveal.
Jacob that could happen too.
Yeah. Oh, now. Oh, I love the colours in there. This is more subtle, isn't it? This one?
Yeah. So more of a traditional colour palette. So.
Now, Appletons, I've never heard of them. So they're English.
You know what? Appletons are the type of wool that actually William Morris used before he started his own dye company. They're a traditional British company, still in British hands. A fantastic company, and you know what you're getting and you know how it's going to behave.
Well, also, the reason we weren't heard of it is because it's all new to us. We've not done crewel work.
Absolutely.
Now, that looks really difficult.
No, it's step by step again. It's one of those things that it's a small bite-sized thing at a time. Tackle one stitch at a time and it'll build in.
Because it doesn't look on here. You see, look at that, right? That's the real thing. Look, it's incredible, isn't it, right? On here, it just looks very, very simple.
But that's the beauty of embroidery. It's all the different textures. When you've got heavily worked areas against lightly worked areas and smoothly worked areas against textural areas, it suddenly starts to party with itself and you just get an exciting piece at the end.
Do you know who's going to love these? June. I don't know if June's into it. I haven't seen June yet today. She's going to adore this. She loves hand stitching, but she loves anything that looks gorgeous. Because they all look like they could be in a museum, don't they, as well?
Yeah, that's it.
Righto, so that's that one. And then... Ferns and pinks next. So what's this one then?
Yeah, so this is a Jacobean style design. Yes, and it's printed on the fabric again, worked with DMCs. And quite often this style, I changed the fabric from my actual original sample because the original sample was Dupion. And then I saw this and I was like, oh yes, we've got to have some of that. So all of the kits being sold, I do love Dupion, but then I saw that and I was like, Dupion with metal. And I was like, come on. Like
I love Dupion for wedding dresses. Yes. I used to make lots and lots of wedding dresses.
Yeah, it behaves itself really well. But this is a Dupion with metal in it. So it's like a tissue, like a traditional tissue.
And is it difficult to sew?
No, it behaves itself like Dupion.
Oh, brilliant. And then all the gorgeous... Now, what's that
Calico is a base, so where you've got finer fabrics, we quite often put a calico underneath and you stitch through both layers. And it just gives a bit of security and stops your fabric puckering.
I was going to say, because I'm thinking just stitching through that fine... Yeah. So the calico is like a stabiliser.
It's a stabiliser.
So everything in your kit is top quality. That's what you need to know. For $39.99, you're getting top quality threads, top quality needles, you've got your calico, really fantastic instructions, and then it's all... So again, looks really, really simple, doesn't it? But when it's finished, looks incredible, doesn't it? Beautiful. So how much was that one? $39.99. Then we've got Marguerite Daisy. Sorry, I haven't folded that very well. I'll do that for you afterwards. Now, we've got to say as well that all of this comes from you. You've got these in your warehouse.
They're all sitting there ready to go.
Right. So you'll be going to the post office. So what day is it today? Oh, hang on. What day is it today? Friday. So you might not get everyone's names till Monday. So it'll be early next week that you put them in the post.
As soon as I get them, they'll be going out.
Brilliant, brilliant. OK, so here's Marguerite Daisy. Oh, now this is slightly different again. Look. So in this one, you get your pink. That feels like a satin.
Yes, so you've got like a satin back taffeta. And then you've got your calico as well.
Right.
To base again for the stabiliser.
But then there's your needle. But you've got only got one big thread in this, and then you've got beads.
You've got all your metal threads that you're going to need because that's the metal thread piece that we've got.
Oh, right, okay.
So, so you've got all the things to do your padding, a bit of felt, a bit of soft string. You've got your beeswax in there. You've got all the metals and beads that you're going to need. Step by step again.
Look at this. It's for £49.99. You're getting an awful lot of you in here, aren't you?
I think as well, quite often with these kits, because I do like to go to town with them and make them really clear. They're worth collecting the booklets once you've finished your kit, keeping them as a reference.
Yeah,
because actually the amount of stitches and techniques that you'll see in them, they'll start to build up really easily.
Also, the more confident you get, you could buy your own canvas and draw your own shape and then use your stitching that you've taught us in here.
Yeah.
What's sold out, sorry? Oh, Tudor Rose. We are still going to do it, but Tudor Rose are sold out. And Hearts and Flowers is about to sell out, single figures in Hearts and Flowers. Right, let's just do your book next, your book. Can I just...
Yes,
oh, no,
absolutely.
I'll do it to number 2. I'll do it to number 2. Sorry, Cam. Now, so how many books have you written then? This is one of yours, isn't it?
I've contributed to a couple, but that's the one I've written.
Okay, because it's a great big posh book, isn't there? From the Royal School of Needlework. And you've done 2 chapters. Do you do stumping?
Yes, so I did gold work and I did the mount work.
Mounting, that's it, not stumping.
Yes. So, yeah. But this one, as I say, is the piece that I wrote from start to finish.
Okay, so what will I find in here then?
So it's all gold work, so metal thread embroidery, which is a particular love of mine.
Yes.
I love it because you're playing with light, but this is essentially to take from a complete beginner and it introduces you to what the threads are, what the techniques are, to give you a really good idea and confidence of building up your skills and knowledge.
Beautiful.
A bit of history, but there's some projects in the back that aren't described, but they are there. They're all the techniques that you see in the book, so there aren't plans for the projects, but if you look through the book, it tells you how to do each of the techniques.
So it should be £12.99. Guess what? We've got an introductory offer for you. £9.99. Oh, look at that. £9.99. Again, just a lovely book just to, even if you're not going to do it, just to look and see how you do it and everything like that.
Ideas as well. There's a number of things that you can look and you can think, OK, well, I might try that in other threads as well. So.
Exactly. £9.99. Now, we've got some threads and some bits and bobs.
Yes.
Not specific. We haven't gone, oh, you can make the swallow out of this, or you can make this of this. But we've done little bags of goodies, and you can just explain, can't you?
They're like tester bags, basically. So that it could be that you want to add them to your stash, you want to buy some metals. It could be that you want to try out some of the techniques that you've seen in the books. So we've got passing threads for the couching. We've got smooth and bright check threads in different colours, so that you can try out things like the chips, the cut work.
So could we use this as a template then, like that?
Yeah,
could we draw that?
Yeah, you could try it out. Definitely, you could kind of photocopy this out, and then you can try it out on paper, try it out onto calico or any other fabric that you've got at home.
Now, what's your angel policy? Have you got an angel policy?
What is an angel policy?
Oh, sorry, right. Can people make them to sell them?
No.
Oh, right, no. No. We always ask. And that's,
no. Basically, all copyright belongs to me. So the idea is that it's there to help you learn. It's there to help you develop your pieces. It's there to gift to people, to use for your own pleasure. It's not to make money for you.
Okay, and what about, and the same with the kits
Same
as well?
thing.
Okay. No, we always ask.
No, absolutely. It's good to ask because people never know. So it's always
you don't mind gifting?
No, you can make them for gifts. You can make them for yourself, make them for your own learning, for your own enjoyment. But to make money off them, that's different. Also, if you are making it to exhibit, as long as you're crediting me as the original artwork.
I see. So if you were a sewing group and they do that, like
that's
the Camden,
fine. Absolutely.
Chipping Camden Lady Quilters, every year before COVID had a thing, and they'd all show their different work.
Absolutely.
That's right. But you have to write underneath design by Helen.
As long as you credit it to my design, that's fine.
I've got the book and I love it. It's helped me so much, says Julie in Wiltshire.
Oh, I'm glad, Julie. Thank you.
I love Helen. Her enthusiasm is infectious, says Lynn in Gloucestershire.
Thanks, Lynn.
Oh, right, now, OK, so before we started, they've bought a lot of these books, right? Because now, the book comes from us, doesn't it? The book doesn't come from here, right? We bought a lot of these books, right? And I was like, oh, well, we'll just keep bringing it back each time. No offence to you or anything. Right, over half the stock's gone already. Over half the stock of the... Now, I can't guarantee it'll go to £9.99 next time, when we have it on next. I can't guarantee that. But over half the stock's gone, and we had a lot of these. There's a small queue on the phone lines as well. We can come back to it, because I want to show you everything. We need to get some sewing done. Now, do you still call it sewing, even though it's embroidery?
Yeah, sewing. I'm not a sewing snob, so it's sewing, it's embroidery, it's stitching. You name it, you call it that. Whatever you're happy with.
Right, now, I've got... do you want to go to that next? Because I was just talking about the beads and the threads and everything. Do you mind? Oh, OK. So... we're going to do this first, then. That's all right. So I know we'll show you the threads, everything in it. So what's in here then?
Do you know what? I'm super excited about these. So got really brummy then as well.
You did, very.
You could tell. I'm excited.
Right.
So this is something I've made specially. No one's seen it before. It's a malure, which is a laying tool for embroidery, particularly for gold work and metal threads, but you can use it for any type of embroidery you need to lay with, like, say, canvas, for example. And it's silver and it's hallmarked. So it's made in Birmingham.
Can I just say, before we go there, I don't need this. If I'm buying my very first kit, I don't want people to think, because I know £120 sounds like to me, but it is worth its money when you get, but you don't need to, if you've never done it before, don't think, oh, I can't afford £120 for that.
Don't look at it and think this is an essential tool. You can make do with a laying tool, for example, which is a big tapestry needle. That's fine, a bodkin you've got in your collection. This is a very specific tool. It's for gold work normally, and so you can use it for other types of laying. But the reason why it's the price it is I've had them handmade in Birmingham. They're hallmarked, so it is silver, solid silver. And I basically wanted to make them because it's a tool that I use a lot, and I know a lot of embroiderers use a lot. Very useful, but also you used to be able to buy them in precious and semi-precious metals, and it is something that feels nice in the hand. You use a lot, and it becomes an antique, like an heirloom piece. I've got pieces that I've collected, and so there's 2 pieces on the show that I've made specially and am launching today with you guys. No one's ever seen them before. So
I've got my fingerprints on that.
Oh, it's all right. People will pay extra for that job.
Yeah, £120 two-way split pay. Now, I guess it's gorgeous, and yes, it's a collector's kind of. If you get into it, and if you're already into it, what a lovely piece to buy. But we're not saying you definitely. Maybe when we bring these back in 6 months' time, and you're so into your gold work, then people will be going, oh, I'll get one of those for Christmas.
It's like a special gift to yourself. It's going to be one of those things that if you spend a lot of time stitching and you are collecting the tools, this is a piece that will become an antique in the future. It will hold its value and more. But it's also one of those things that I do think it's one of those things. It would be like a lovely gift for a special occasion or a gift to yourself. So it's not an everyday purchase. I understand that. But that's, as I say, I was very excited about it.
Oh no! But we've all got from different. You know, like it's like somebody buying themselves a lovely sewing machine or buying themselves a lovely pair of scissors or something like that. Then it's something that you're going to treat yourself or treat a loved one too. But you're going to use it.
Very important to us. So so why shouldn't they be beautiful and lovely as well?
Exactly. Right, now the threads that we were just talking about to do. Now, which one do you want to do first, Helen? Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter really. So let's talk passing threads, if that's okay.
Passing threads first.
Yes.
Right, so this says a passing thread, and it's got the purple. So have we called it something different?
Passing/Japanese, I think you called it.
Japanese metal embroidery thread.
Yeah. The gold colour is Japanese, the other ones are passing. Now, what's the difference? So Japanese and passing both have a thread core and then flat metal wrapped around. But basically passing, the width of the metal is finer and smaller, so the passage round them are closer together. Japanese is slightly wider. But that's the difference.
Okay.
But it's nice couching thread mix.
If you go to look at the description on the website, there's more detail. We just couldn't all fit it all into the graphics. But you do get... what is it? 5? Can I have the big telly, Kat? Sorry, I can't read the graphics.
They are
5 metres of 5 different colours.
Yeah, and they're those colours that you'll be getting.
Oh, so it's not random?
No, they're those colours.
So you get your silver, your pink, your gold, your beautiful tanzanite blue, and then your amethyst purple there. Now, if I've just bought the book for £9.99, are these in some of the projects in the book?
Yes, so couching threads is one of the main types of threads that we use. So there's 2 different main types of embroidery for metal thread work. One is couching and one is cut work. And I've brought both types of metals with me today.
Brilliant.
So, yeah.
Right, so that's that one there. So that's passing thread. Yes. Now I've got smooth, bright and bright.
Yes, so you've got smooth threads.
Right, smooth first.
We quite often use that for cut work. It's a bit like 3D satin stitch. You can do it flat to the fabric or over the top of pieces. You can also do surface stitching with them. Again, it's these colours that you'll be getting. It's 5 grams of each of the 5 colours.
Oh, it's weight. This one's by weight.
Yes, it is. So they're a nice selection. And again, it might be that you're looking for things for your stash. It might be that you're wanting threads to practice with. And again, these techniques are in the gold workbook.
And smooth pearl, these are called.
Yes,
that's right, isn't it?
That's
smooth
right.
pearl, 5 grams.
Yes.
This is the only smooth pearl I've got, is it?
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
It's the only smooth pearl I've got today. But again, going forward, when we do more specialised shows, we'll see on the day that you need more of this, there'll be more of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Brilliant. Now, I've got bright check thread.
Yes.
And bright check thread, 2 of them.
Hot colours and cold colours.
Right.
And these are exactly the colours that you'll get in the pack. So,
right, so which one do you want to do first?
I don't mind. Are you feeling hot or cold?
Hot.
Hot, 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 hot. So,
Hot, even though I bought a cold tub.
So,
I didn't get in it because it was raining. It didn't want to get wet and cold. Oh, these are gorgeous. So what do I use these for
yes,
then?
so again, you can cut them really small, use them as a chip, which is a
Are they
black
metal?
bead. They are, yes.
Can I just cut them with my normal scissors then?
You can use your normal scissors. Some people like to keep a special set to one side.
Yeah.
You can get metal scissors. You don't have to use metal scissors. These aren't going to particularly damage your scissors, but if you've got a favourite pair of scissors, which we do, don't use them for this.
We had the bumblebee scissors in the last hour. Get those for $6.99 and then just keep them for this, maybe.
If they've got a nice fine blade.
Oh, they're very sharp.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah. So, yeah, so you can use them small as a chip, a bit like a bead, or you can cut them long and stitch them down over cutwork, so as cutwork over.
And is that in the $9.99 book? Are there?
Absolutely.
So if you've got the $9.99 book, maybe get those to go with, have a little practice.
That's the hot palette.
That was hot. Then you open cool while I put those away then. Oh, I'd call that peacock.
Yes.
So, there we go. Here, so you get silver. Oh, I don't know how to describe these. Peacock, peacock, peacock and peacock.
You've got like a black and midnight kind of teal, silver, and that beautiful kind of cerulean, kind of cyan blue.
Oh, cerulean, from the film Devil Wears Prada. I'd never heard of it until that.
Did you not?
No.
Oh.
And I work in colour and everything.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
No, it's because that scene about cerulean's very, very good. Right, so that's that. Now, I've got two more things to show you, and then I promise we'll do some stitching. You're going wild for the acorn. Now, they will all be different, look, because they're handmade. Yeah. They'll all be the same size, and they'll all be the same idea. But you see how that bit is a different kind of wood? Yeah. It's not a different kind of wood, but just a different grain from within the wood, sort of thing. Oh, I've got three things, have I? Okay. Right, okay, so you have that one back. So it's gorgeous, right? So there's too many people got it in their baskets. So look, now, a design from Edwardian times, yeah? Yeah,
so Victorian Edwardian period, they had a lot of these antique tools. And so what I did was I looked at some of those. So I used to work in an auction house and I used to see these a lot, and they're very collectible. And I thought, why haven't we got anything like this now? So basically I found a craftsperson to make me some, and I fell in love with the idea of having the acorn. I just think it's really cute.
Yeah, no, it's
lovely. Again, it's a collectible thing. It's one of those things, why wouldn't you have something that makes you smile every time you use it? Like, I just love it, and it's beautifully made. Feels nice in your hands. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Now the thing is, I don't like retractable tape measures because they stretch, right?
Yeah.
This one's not going to stretch because you've not got that button with the bit. You're just winding up like you would.
Yeah, you're just winding it. It's not under pressure.
And it's a really good quality tape measure inside. Normally, the retractable ones are like you know what I mean? And look, you just turn the hat, you just look.
It's cute, isn't it?
Isn't it lovely?
These are going to be like the crafty fidget spinners.
What? Oh, yes, you did. Yeah,
it's like the
exactly.
crafty equivalent of a fidget spinner.
Now, what did you say about stock? 2 left. And more than 2 in baskets. Right, wax buttons now. What are these for then?
Yes, so wax buttons, basically, we've used beeswax in embroidery for centuries. And before that, unfortunately, it was earwax. So, I know, disgusting. Every collection of tools had an ear spoon to collect earwax. It's a finer grade than wax, but I promise you these are beeswax, okay? I promise. Beautifully clean ears.
No, the thing is, you used a hoppy candle. Have you ever had a hoppy candle? That hoppy candle where you lie with your head on the desk like this. They put a candle in your ear like this, and they light the end of it. And as the flame gets closer to your ear, it draws out all the wax, but all the wax goes inside the hoppy candle too. I loved it. I did.
Yeah, they are good, but yeah, no, I promise.
Oh, don't do it on your own.
I promise these are beeswax.
Yeah, but these are beeswax. We haven't done a hoppy candle on a bee for these.
So, well, yeah, you imagine. So these, basically, we use beeswax to coat your working threads, so not the metal threads, but the thread you're holding it down with, for gold work, metal thread work, and also quite often in bead work. So it just smooths the fibres of the thread down and stops them catching on any of the sharp bits of the metal. Just helps the longevity of the
Quite
piece.
cute that you've done them in the shape of a button as well.
Yeah.
£4 they are, £4. Right, before we do the stitching, just got to redo the book because there's so many people coming in for the book. Should be £12.99, brand new today. It's Helen's very own book. Is this the only one you've done then,
Yeah,
so far?
so far.
Oh, so far. Should be £12.99, as I just said. Oh, OK, right. So now, in the RSN book that you've got, is this different? She's already got, a lady's messaging saying she's already got the big book.
Right.
And we're totally upfront with you. We're totally honest with you. But have you just taken it out of the big book and put it into here?
Right. So this is the RSN book that was out originally. Right. It was originally in an A5 format with a ring bound.
Right.
So you might have that at home. It has the same cover, the bird on the cover. This is another version because it went out of print and then it's come back into print. And then there's the individual book just with gold work. And then what they did was they compiled this book and a number of other techniques into the big pink book. Which
so if she's got the big pink book,
yes,
there's nothing new in this one?
No. So, and then also the pink book then also has a section on mounting, which I did.
Yes,
so that's...
Oh, yeah. But I think what she's thinking is, do I need to buy this on top of having the pink?
No, if you've got the pink one, you have this already in that.
So,
okay?
so we'd just like to be honest.
Absolutely,
I'd hate
absolutely.
to get it home and go...
No, absolutely not. So, yeah.
No, there's too many people got it in the baskets now. Too many people. Well, there'll be one more now. There'll be one less now because she'll have popped it out of our basket. And none of the kits that we've got up today are in here. There's no project as such like that. There's all different techniques, how to, and then you can practice and use the templates of the pictures. For example, here, you could use those as templates, have a practice and everything. But don't be thinking, oh, I'm not going to buy a book if it's got all of those in. It hasn't got, the ours are completely different. Mm-hmm. So check out, because there's way too many if you've got that in your basket. Right. Oh, here we go. Can we start? Hearts and flowers, yes. Hearts and flowers, yeah. Just as well, because that's what is in the hoop, yeah.
Good. So, hearts and flowers is surface stitching. So we've got a range of different surface stitches. So the central petals are a mixture of herringbone and then alternate with fishbone. So what I'm going to do is some fishbone. I've got 2 strands in the needle. And then I'm going to put a straight stitch in. And then you simply cross over from one side to the next. So I've come up on the outside line and cross over past the centre.
I've just got to interrupt you. The acorn sold out.
Oh, perfect.
So that's the Tudor Rose sold out, the acorn sold out, and this one that we're working on now, very close to selling out. Yeah.
Marvellous.
Lots of lovely messages coming in.
Thank you, chaps.
Chaps.
Thank you. Chaps. Chaps and chapesses. Yes.
So what stitch are you doing now then?
So fishbone. So it builds in really quickly. You can do it really close together or you can do it with spaces if you want. And it's really simple. You come up on one side, cross past the centre.
And this is all in the instructions, isn't
Absolutely,
it?
yeah.
And is that variegated thread? Or is
no, I've just changed colour, so you can see I've got my other colours.
Oh, right, but this here, from my angle, that just looked like it's light and dark.
It's just the shine. It's the shine of it, because it's DMC, it's got a lovely
Oh, right.
shine.
Do you split the threads?
So, yes, we're using 2 strands of stranded.
Yeah.
So you're going to separate them one at a time and then put 2 back together so you can do your stitching.
Yeah.
I'm just finishing this thread off because
now,
it's at the end.
Whenever I do this with Ben, right,
Yes.
he goes, how does she know where to come through from the back?
Because I work with both hands, so I keep my fingers on the back in a very similar place to where I just went up.
Yeah.
So I don't move around too much.
So now you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right. Well, I write with my right hand, but I can paint and draw with both, and I stitch with both.
Right.
So.
But so if I'm right-handed, I'm going to do it the way.
You put your dominant hand underneath, basically. So.
Oh, underneath.
Yeah. So
yes, because you push it.
You don't need to see it as much.
Yeah.
Because you're used to doing things all the time with your dominant hand without having to look at it. So it means that you kind of need your less dominant at the top where you can control it better visually. So you can see I'm working through, changing colour.
Message from Lucy Pickersley. Helen, you're absolutely nailing that look. Stunning kit as always. Lots of love from Lucy.
Oh, thank you, Lucy. Oh. So, yeah, so you can see I'm working through. It grows quite quickly, this. It's really nice technique. And as I say, 4 of the petals in the middle are this stitch and 4 are herringbone. Because what you quite often want to do, as I say, is to have a mixture of stitch textures.
Of course, yeah.
And it really kind of creates beautiful kind of synchronicity.
Now, what would you do with it once you'd made it?
Do you know what? You can do all sorts with them. I mean, I think that because it's a nice piece, a nice size, you could make it into a box top. You could do a box top.
Top of a box?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I say that weird?
No. I didn't know what a box top was.
A box top, yeah. You could frame it and just do it as it is. You could do it as a centrepiece or a part
now,
of
if you have it framed,
yeah.
You don't want the glass touching the stitches,
No, you
do
don't. You want to be able to have like a slip or a mount into your frame so it separates out.
Right.
So, yeah, you never ever want your glass touching the embroidery itself and the fabric itself. So you just want a little bit of breathing space in between.
Are you from Birmingham then?
Yeah. From Birmingham. How could you tell?
No, I just thought you might have picked it up along the way.
No. So I'm a Brummie, proud Brummie, with Scottish parents, so a bit of a mix.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so my dad was from the Highlands of Scotland, from Inverness, and my mum was from Edinburgh. So...
and they moved from those two... Oh, no, I was going to say they moved from those two beautiful places to
Birmingham.
Birmingham.
To beautiful Birmingham. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, yes, you were just waiting to say beautiful Birmingham.
Yes.
Do you know what? They actually met in Birmingham through athletics. So.
Oh, they were fit then as well.
So my dad ran and my mum's family were runners. So.
Your mum wasn't a runner then?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But yeah.
So is it in the genes? Do you like to run then?
So I ran as a kid. I wasn't really... I loved to dance.
Oh,
okay. It was my thing. So
I danced in my dream last night. I danced all night long in a New York nightclub, right?
That sounds amazing.
I know it was, and I kept going. I've got to go to bed. I've got to work in the morning.
I'm working with Helen in the morning.
But yeah, exactly.
You should have invited me and I come and dance with you. Come in.
I had such a, but you know what it's like, and I kept waking up thinking, well, really,
panicking.
No, not panicking. Just thinking, I'm having such a lovely time. I'm not going to go home yet. And I went back into it, and I just
That's
had
nice.
the best. And then I just walked home because I live in Manhattan.
Yeah.
You see. I just walked home like I used to. And can't do that anymore.
That's lovely. Oh, what a nice dream.
Oh, no, it was fantastic. Except right at the end of it, somebody came up to me and I need a word with you.
Oh.
And then I woke up, so I don't know what the word is.
It's a good job you did wake up.
Yeah.
By the sound of it. I'm doing some coaching now, so
Okay.
you'll see this also in the metal threads. So all you're doing with this single strand, and we're working over 2 lots of the full amount of blue. So, and you can see you're trying to space your stitches nice and evenly.
So now I'm covering up the big black line with... So hang on,
yeah.
so the blue, is that just embroidery thread again?
It is, it's the DMC. So
Right, but
I'm using 2 full lots of it, so 6 strands in a single piece, and I'm using 12 strands in this. And it means that you'll get a lovely coverage.
Yes, yeah.
And it will just really nicely smooth.
And then what thread do you use to do the couching with? Is that in there as well?
Yeah, yes, exactly. So you're using a single strand of the yellow in this case.
Oh.
So can you see there's a lovely little
I
contrast?
can see yellow, but I thought it was metal, that was all.
Yeah, and as we work through, what we'll be doing is, it's got the lighter blue here on the outer line, and then mid blue, and then dark blue, and you can see it goes through that lovely colour palette. So you'll still use the yellow over the top, and as it gets
over
darker,
all 3 of them?
Yeah, the stitch will become more and more
Look like
clear.
the IKEA bag.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Other shops are available.
Absolutely. So you can see it just becomes more and more crisp as you go.
Yeah.
So should we swap out to another technique?
Yes, please.
So, because, moving along.
Oh, we're ready for that then. So what are we moving on to now then?
Tudor Rose, I think.
Tudor Rose, Han?
All right.
Oh, Tudor Rose are sold out?
Well, we could swap something else if you want.
No, do it, because we want to see, because people who bought it want to see.
So Tudor Rose, we're going
I can't
to
hear
be
you,
doing,
Han. I think you got me switched off.
We're going to be doing long and short and some stem stitch. So basically I've put some split stitch in as an outline. It helps us to get a nice neat edge, and it also raises up the edge of the embroidery off the face of the fabric, so you get this lovely crisp finish. So,
this is gorgeous.
And then what you do, you come up in the middle and you go down over the outside edge.
Oh, great big stitch.
Yeah, a lovely big stitch, and it's basically going to give you some nice sharp lines there. And as I say, I've put all your directions that you're stitching in actually printed onto your fabric.
Yeah, so do I fill in, or do I only do where you've drawn the lines?
Yeah, so you're basically putting in where the lines, and then you fill in between, and it gives you a lovely coverage. But what we're going to do is they're the angled directions, so it gives you a really clear image of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then you fill in, because you can see all this solid filling on the edge. But what you want to do is you want to try and make your stitches irregular on the inside edge, because if you're having them the same length, you end up with a ridge appearing.
Yes.
So you want a nice smooth finish at the edge, going over the outside edge, and then you want to have an irregular finish at the bottom edge. And then, as I say, it smooths in, so you getting full coverage of your fabric and your split stitch there. So just get some nice stitches in here. And the lovely thing then is that you can change your colours. Now I'm using 2 strands. You can use 1 strand if you want a finer finish.
Right.
But obviously it will take longer to work.
Yeah, but we're not in any rush, are we?
Absolutely not. But it's one of those things that if you are doing it for a deadline, if it's a gift for somebody or whatever, then you can use a double. Or if you just prefer, it's a clearer way of working, but obviously it's not as subtle with the shading when you're working with double rather than single. So you can see it fills in quite rapidly. And then what we can do is we can change colour. If I just move this one out of the way.
Do you have all the colours going all the time then?
Normally, I'd work all one colour and then all the next colour and then so on and so forth.
So you wouldn't have this, if you were doing this at home, you've only got this because you're doing it with
No,
us.
I've worked it so you can see it's kind of on the go.
Yeah,
so you can see.
So you would do all the pink first and then
Normally,
all the green
yeah.
and then all the yellow.
Yeah, I
or whatever.
would.
Yeah.
And then what you do, I've got a medium red and then I've got a darker red. So what I'm going to do is I want to be dark red right by the edge here.
Right.
So I want to just bite up, and I can bite up anywhere into the length of this stitch. And I want to pierce a stitch and travel forward into fresh fabric. Now that will give you a smoother finish than if you go down into the stitch.
Okay, and how do I know if my tension's right or not?
If it's too loose, it will move about on the fabric. If it's too tight, you'll start to pucker your fabric itself. So it does tell you when you're not doing the right thing with it. You can clearly see it's stressed.
Yeah.
And that's the advantage of having it in a hoop as well. This is why you'd want it in a hoop.
Yeah.
Because
we've got an 8-inch hoop, haven't we?
there you go.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even see it was there. 7.8, that's all right, isn't it?
There you go.
Near enough to 8, isn't it? That's very unlike us to be that precise. Oh, no, 'cause it's 20 centimetres. That's why. They've done them in centimetres, like 14, 16, 18, converted into inches, yeah.
So you can see that's the medium colour that you'd put in, and then I'm just going to pop a bit of the dark shade in. So we're obviously speeding through this at the moment.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that you can see the kind of how it works. So again, you bite up into the stitch, and then you're going to finish on the inner paint line there, and it will just give you that kind of change of pace with the colour. It just really gives the idea that the darkness makes it look like this big petal's tucked in behind the little one. So it's a really nice.
Ollie's very, very enchanted by this because he's never seen it. Ollie, director, he's never seen anything like this before. He's going, how do you know where? It's because everything's in the instructions, isn't it?
It's all there.
Yeah.
It's step by step. Everything's there. So you can see how it builds up, and you can see it goes through. You can see with the ones I've already worked, you can see it goes really dark at the base, light at the top, and it just looks like it's tucked
His
under.
little daughter's 10, suddenly found this love of sewing. So he's bought her a little sewing machine and everything. She's making needle cases and all sorts of things like that.
That's what you want.
Because my friend Dulcie's daughter, Sadie, adores hand stitching.
Yeah.
So this would be perfect for her.
Perfect. The thing is, I love silk shading. It's one of those things, people have this real hang-up about it. And actually, people think it's because there's one perfect place to put your stitch in. And it's not. There's a bracket within which it's correct.
So it's called silk shading, but they're not silk, are they?
No, we call it silk shading. That's just the technique name, but you can use that technique with anything. The other name for it is long and short. So,
okay. So could we do crewel?
Yes,
Could we do crewel shading?
Yeah. And it's the thing that makes me laugh is like long and short isn't a very good name for it either, because it suggests it's long and short, and actually it's not. It's long and longer because your stitches want to be irregular.
Oh, right,
so
okay, yeah.
But that sounds silly, doesn't it?
Brilliant.
So,
right, okay,
yeah.
should we move on? Because that one has sold out. Marguerite next. Marguerite Daisy. Now, this one is the one that's different again to everything else, isn't it? Because you've got metal, you've got all sorts going on in this one.
Yes, indeed. Right. So what I thought I'd demonstrate is...
so you've done nothing at all yet on this one?
No, completely fresh. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to cut a piece of your working thread off the skein, and then we've got beeswax in this pack.
So now, is this one that I would use my...
Yes, yeah.
Have you got one to
I
use?
have, yeah.
Okay, so we'll show you use.
And then what we're going to do...
So is that one not for sale? That one's yours, is it?
That one's mine, I know.
Because you could have, if you're doing it as a gift, could you get someone's name engraved
Yeah, you
on
can
it?
have them engraved.
Is it solid silver,
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
solid silver, yes.
And we all know about watching Gems TV, we all know that silver's so expensive at the moment.
Yeah, so... But I was...
Oh, so now, do we get beeswax in this kit?
You have beeswax in the pack.
Why is it in this kit and not in the others? Then?
Because you don't need it in the others. Because
Okay.
the other
Oh,
ones
so the others you don't, all your embroidery threads you don't have to wax those?
No, those you don't wax normally. Normally if we're doing beadwork or if we're doing metal thread work, we use the beeswax.
Right, so it's for the thread that you use to the foundation of it all, the one that holds the other bits in place. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the working thread. It's not the metal thread that you wax.
Right.
And it is 100% pure beeswax,
Okay.
British beeswax. It's one of those things that you can quite often purchase beeswax that's mixed with other things like paraffin wax, and it's quite chalky. It leaves little bits on your fabric.
We used to say that when you were little. Oh, mind your beeswax.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to start on the top with my knot and 2 stitches.
So you do a knot then?
Well, we're going to get rid of it. It's called the waist knot technique. So you start with your knot on the top.
Waste not, want not.
2 little stitches, exactly.
All the old wives' things coming out today, aren't they?
Exactly.
So you had a knot and you at the top.
Yes.
And then you stitched along.
Yes, on the line.
Right.
And then basically I'm going to snip that knot off.
Right.
And then that means that when I work over it with the metal, it's concealed.
Fine.
And
okay.
You stop having you lumps and bumps all over the back, but also it's more secure than a knot. A knot can undo itself.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas this will hold nice and secure.
Okay, so what's this then?
So I've got passing thread, and this is copper passing thread.
Right. Is it real copper then?
It has copper content.
Okay.
So, but not enough to verdigris.
Well, go
you know
green.
when? Yeah.
Well, no, I had my new central heating put in my house in Twickenham, right?
Yeah.
They just arrived, they delivered everything. The gas man came in, was fixing it in the back of the house. And somebody came to the front garden and was taking all the copper piping. And they went, oh, we thought it was brand new, right? We thought it was... Oh, and do you remember I was telling you about where I lived? Somebody's driven into the house. It only made the Daily Mail newspaper.
What?
And they put car crashes into elderly lady's flat. She's the same age as me. So I've sent her a card going, how dare they call us elderly. But I live in a flat, right? And the people have gone like this, pressed the pedal, the go pedal instead of the brake, gone straight through, over a garden wall, straight into it.
I saw the photo of that.
Bedroom, and it's the car's wedged in her bedroom.
I saw the photo of that.
That was where I used to live in
It's
Twickenham.
also, it's the life in your years, isn't it? Not the years in your life. That's what they say.
The what? The life
it's
in
the
your
life
years.
in your years, not the years in your life.
Oh.
See, some people live a lifetime and don't live at all, do they? You have to squash a lot in.
They don't go dancing in New York all night,
absolutely.
do they? Right, come on, let's show this. So where's the metal? How have you fixed the metal?
So what I did was I folded it into a loop. Shall I take it off so you can see?
No. Sorry,
I'll just loosen it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I stitched into it. If you folded it over like that, and then you put a stitch over the top,
got it.
and it holds it into position.
Lovely.
At the halfway point.
So I've got a double layer of my metal.
Yes, so you've got a double piece of your metal because you folded it over.
Right.
And then we're going to couch over the top of it.
Okay.
So
do I twist it or do I lay it next to
No, you want it to lie flat, sitting next to itself. So basically, it's going to end up... Your stitch is a bit like a staple. So if you imagine... Can you see it sitting next to each other now, nice and flat?
Yeah.
So you want to stitch at 90 degrees to the metal. So I always kind of say it's a little bit like sleepers on a train track, wooden sleepers. You want it to sit at 90 degrees to that metal. And it's going to sit really smoothly and nicely. And if you twist the metal over itself, it basically changes the way the light bounces off it. Whereas if you've got them sitting flat and together as a pair, then it will kind of shine really nicely.
Beverly sent in a lovely message saying she loves your kit, she loves me, she loves you, and she can't wait to learn. I can't show it because there's something going on with the computer graphic-y thing, so I can't show it at the moment. But thank you, Beverly.
Thank you, Bev. So, but you can see it's it builds up, as I say, really pleasingly. Gives you the
So now, if I'm sort of doing this as the first project, have you given me generous amounts or have you been stingy?
I've given you generous amounts because the only place this is going is round there, and you've got 5 metres.
Oh.
So you're going to have spare.
Oh, good,
like
because there's nothing worse than when you're new to something and you don't quite get... Because you're doing it perfectly, because you've been doing it for 100 years, you know what I mean?
Look, you want to be able to feel comfortable, to be able to kind of work it a couple of times, think, do I like this? Do I need to change anything? Yeah. So I always add extra into it.
That's called couching, Ollie.
Absolutely, couching. It's like magic, isn't it, Ollie?
It's like all textured.
It is. It's gorgeous, and the light bounces off it. Look at the way the light bounces. It makes me so happy. So, and these are the types of threads that you've got in that passing pack as well. So, so this is the technique you can use with that. You can also use it for braiding, for plaiting. So there's all sorts of things you can do with it. You could zigzag over it with your sewing machine. Yeah. So yeah, lots of lovely things. So you can see it works in really beautifully.
Can you do machine sewing as well? Do you do machine embroidery?
Yeah, I can do. Yeah.
Oh, can do. Not going to, though. Could do.
No, it's one of those things that, when I like it, and I love the look of it, and I love what other people do with it. But for me, the process of getting my hands in there and all the different motions that your hands make, and the way that it feels in your hands.
Also, the other thing I'm thinking is, I know we've said that we've got a hoop. Yeah. You really need something holding the hoop, don't you? You couldn't do this, what you're doing now, with it just with a loose hoop.
You can, but it's much easier if you've got both hands, because
you'd be holding on to this. You've got to then get this straight and come through the stitches.
I mean, at a push, if you've got a normal hoop without a hold on it, you can just sit next to a table and weight it down with some books, so you've got it hanging off. But,
okay.
Or a sandbag or something.
Because I've got loads of those in my dining room,
Little,
you know.
It's like little weight
those
bags.
sandbags from over there.
You know those little weights, but you can use those. Not one of those.
Oh,
like
I was thinking because it's been raining a lot, you've got them outside your back door.
Yes, I'm well known for those sandbags all over my house. But yeah.
Well, you said it was untidy.
It's untidy. It's not a building site. But it's, yeah, so, but any kind of weight. But yeah, failing that, as I say, if you're looking to do a fair bit of embroidery, you can obviously get the embroidery hoops which have the stands.
John, could you tell me the height of the embroidery hoop from the tabletop, please? Love all the hints and tips from Helen. Thanks, Sue in Beeston.
Well, we could use that.
We could have sold out. Oh, can you use yours? Is that yours?
Yeah. So we're looking at the top of the hoop at the moment is sitting kind of 15 centimetres off the tabletop. But
I suppose it depends how tall you are and where you need it.
Yeah,
really,
but you can change the height of this as well, because you can see I can raise it up and down with the
Oh,
fork.
yeah.
So it's adjustable to the height of your body. So basically
We've got this one in stock at the moment, but
Yeah.
the only trouble was the hoop was a 10-inch hoop on it, I think, rather than an 8.
So you want to, as I say, you can see that's changeable there. But you want it to be a comfortable height for you. You don't want it so low that you're rolling down to it, and you don't want it so high that your shoulders rise. So
Can you put different size hoops?
yes,
on
yeah,
there?
as long as they're dowel hoops. You see
What?
This has got the dowel, the stick on it.
So ours are just straightforward round ones. We
Yeah.
couldn't fit our. It hasn't got a clamp like that to hold.
No,
it.
you'd have to have a top.
We'll talk to Ian about getting some in. I know
Yes.
where we can get some.
So
Yeah.
we can get those in
Yeah.
by the time I'm here next. That would be
Yes.
good. So
Yeah, I've got a secret supplier of hoops.
excellent. Well, that sounds very exciting. A secret supplier of hoops. So I think I feel like I need to cultivate this lifestyle. Clubbing in New York,
Yeah,
a secret supplier of hoops.
Well, it's better than Hannah's dream, where she wanted to make a quilt out of all the coloured fabrics that we sell.
Oh.
So she went upstairs and asked for half a metre of all of them. They said, no, you can't have it. So, you know Big Dan, who does
Your name's
floor?
not on the list, you're not coming in.
So Dan was nicking her half metres of fabric. It's all in her dream, right?
like
So she's having anxiety.
squirreling them away.
Yeah. And they go, and Baldy pulled up, going, have you got some of our fabric? Have you got this half metre of fabric? I know. How different. Me clubbing in New York.
Yeah, I was going to say, you live in the high life and she's squirreling away fabric. It's quite a difference.
I don't know what made me think of it. What? I don't know what in my brain on my day off made me think
What you
about
were
New
doing.
York or clubbing.
I love that. That's so funny.
Now, is the copper all one long continuous? I haven't got to cut it, have I?
No, you don't have to cut it until you're ready to finish this part of embroidery. So you'd work all the way around to yourself, and then you'd leave an inch tail, and then you'd cut off. Because you need to take that inch tail through to the back because it's a frayable thread.
I was going to say, so at the beginning, we folded the copper in half,
Yes.
and then we sewed around the... So it's like this, right? You've got your piece of copper, you fold it in half like that, and you've stitched across there and kind of knotted that too. So when I get to the end, how do I stop it fraying, did you say?
Right, so what you need to do is you need to plunge the tails to the back. So let's cut some off and actually show you.
Is that all right? Because this is part of your kit.
That's all right.
Too late.
This is my sample kit. So
Yeah, but you'll want to finish it when you get it home.
I've got so many projects on the go right now, John.
I can imagine.
Right, so what we're going to do
And
is...
of course, all those sandbags in the dining room have got to be
The
moved.
sandbags all need moving, I tell you. We're going to be busy this weekend.
Well, she won't let me go around the house, you see. You know, it's not tidy
No,
enough
it's
yet.
not that you can't come. I'd love you to come, but it needs to look presentable because you can't...
I've got to look presentable.
No,
What, in
you
case
always look
the neighbours go, oh, look at the shifty bloke turning up at the door. It's got to look presentable.
My house has got to look presentable, John.
Yeah,
It looks like chaos at the moment.
Fine.
I tell you. Right,
Right,
you've got
come on,
a piece of
concentrate,
thread
everyone.
in the pack, which is called buttonhole thread.
Right, it comes in the kit.
It's in the kit, everything's in the kit, and a tapestry needle, which is a big needle.
Yeah.
You're going to put the two ends of the tapestry, the buttonhole thread, says Helen, into the tapestry needle. And then that makes a loop or a lasso. So,
Oh, come on.
okay, I know. So you get,
Right,
the,
there
you
you
get
go.
the loop.
Yeah, there you go, perfect.
Okay. So then what you're going to do is where you've got to the point where you want to take this down, so let's say it's there, I take my loop down and then I put the end of the metal in.
Yeah.
And then this is obviously stitched onto the fabric here, and then I can take that through to the fabric and down.
Oh,
It's like magic, isn't it? It's lovely. Isn't it
I
amazing?
wasn't ready for that.
Do you want to see it again?
Yeah.
So,
Right, here we
we've
go.
got our
Slow
lasso.
motion this time,
I'll
please.
go in slow motion. So you've got this, you end up with the loop there on your
Yeah.
thread. Because you can see this is a
Fraying,
thread.
yeah,
You can see that, yeah. So you make sure you've got the core and the coating in the needle, in the loop, and you pull it through and just carefully pull it through to the back. And that's why we leave an inch tail. So then what you do is you oversew that on the back, just back on itself.
Okay.
Just 3 oversews, nice and tight. And the reason why you bend it back on itself is if you're on the surface like this, and then you take it through, if you bend it back on itself and hold it in place, it resists. If this gets caught for any reason, it resists pulling out. Whereas if it's over here, it could be impeding the root of something else. But also, if this gets caught, it comes straight out.
Brilliant. Right, quick question from Sush. I bought the threads. Will I be able to buy more in the future? Yes, that's the plan, because today is going to be like an introductory to all the different things. And then going forward, each month will be a theme, won't it?
Yes.
So once a month we'll do... do you know what next month is?
Yes, the next one's Jacobean crewel work.
OK, so don't say anything else. Don't say anything else, right? Because I want to give it all away now. So that means in a month's time we'll do sell all the threads and all the kits and everything for Jacobean thread work. Then the next month it would be... And it's exactly a month from today, didn't you say it was?
Yeah, it's the 5th. It's a Sunday.
5th.
Join me on a Sunday, 10 o'clock.
Oh, 10 o'clock, she knows that already, see. So then the month after, so then all the threads and everything you need. If you need to ask Helen any questions, there's an email in the pattern where you can get hold of it. You're on all the social media.
Yeah, there's social media. You just find me by my name. It's really easy. So, yeah.
Right, now let's do a recap because we've gone way over the time, but that doesn't matter. This kit that we're doing first of all here is called Marguerite Daisy Metal Thread. This is your kit with all of your instructions. Right, over half the stock of this one's gone. Look, you get your little beeswax, you get your threads, you get... What's the green stuff?
That is a type of wire check, so we're going to use it into the cut work. So if you look on the leaf is golden green. So if you go to the front page, sorry, I'm just going to help you there.
All right, I've got very demonstrative ladies on with me today, haven't I? There you go.
So the leaf is golden green.
You're in exactly the right place. There you go, see? Yeah. But then look how thorough these instructions are. And then you've got it as a little, go back to it if you need to do the stitch again or need to know how to do them, or you design your own cut work or whatever. There's pages and pages and pages. $49.99 that kit.
The writing's a nice big size because there's nothing worse than trying to work part way through a kit and squinting at tiny writing.
Side of your age.
Nobody needs it. Make it nice and easy.
OK, right, now, we've got a few messages saying everyone's loving everything. Yes. Which of these kits would you say, for a beginner who's never done anything before, because you obviously don't want to dive in at a £50 kit if you've never ever done it before?
I'd say the best one for a complete beginner is the floral swirl. Just
floral swirl, do that next.
Toe in the water. So it's a nice, straightforward kit with a range of surface stitches.
Right, OK. Floral swirl. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Kat. There's the floral swirl. There's your kit. So you get the instructions. Again, full-on instructions there. Now, this time, look, you get your canvas with it actually drawn on, and you get all your threads and your needle and everything that you need in there. $21.99. These instructions, see, like, doesn't matter if you get the $49.99 one or $21.99 one, you still get, look at the depth of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Instruction,
That's
guidance.
the word, yes. $21.99. I know, Hannah's got no idea what I'm talking about.
And the needles
so that's a good one to start with if you've done nothing before.
Yeah, or the hearts and flowers.
Hearts and flowers, right? Hearts and flowers. OK, let's put that one there. Hearts and flowers. Right, single figures on floral swirl. Is this hearts and flowers here?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Hearts and flowers, single figures on this one as well. 3, single figures 3. So you get all your beautiful threads in here. You get your needle, you get your canvas. Now, that's a slightly different, that's more of an open weave canvas.
Yeah, I preferred it. Sometimes when I work the samples, I think, what do I actually like about this and what would I change to make it better?
Yeah.
So sometimes, as I say, that's the reason the Fern and Pinks has got a nicer fabric in, because when I worked my sample, I chose the nicest one there, and then I saw that one, I was like, shiny.
I'm not doing it again. Yeah, I'm not doing it again, though.
No, well, do you know what? I probably will at some point, but it's such a nice fabric, I couldn't not buy it.
So in your house, you go around, your walls covered in all different gold working frames, and no, I don't mean tossed on the table.
No, my office, literally, it looks like a Victorian art gallery. Literally every square inch of wall is covered in hoops and frames. And then different points in my house, there's embroidery all over it. So.
Your poor boyfriend.
I know.
What's his go-to thing then? Is he like motorbikes or
UFC?
What's that?
Ultimate fighting. He likes...
Oh, that's not a football club?
No.
Ultimate fighting?
It's where they get into that cage and they all fight with each other.
Like Jordan's, Katie Price's ex-husband?
I don't watch it. I don't know. I don't watch it. Ooh. I can't be doing with it. Like, he enjoys it, which is great, but it's not.
Listen to this. Oh, he's not UFC, he's MMA.
Right.
Anyway, come on, next. Oh, that boy on 90 Day Fiancé, he was an MMA fighter, the boy from Ethiopia.
Right.
Oh, she's well into it now. She's like telling me all about it.
There you go.
Where am I going next time? Tudor Rose is sold out. Shall We Dance, which is the shoe.
Yes.
Now, this is crewel. We haven't actually done any crewel work today, but the technique is the same.
Same ideas, just a bigger needle and a bigger thread. So...
I love Appleton crewel wool. Loving the show. Treating myself to embroidery kit as I want to get back into it from Susan in Aberdeenshire. Is she a relative? Aberdeenshire.
She might be. Yeah. She might be. Aberdeen's lovely.
Is that where your dad was from?
Inverness.
Oh, isn't that nearby?
Not that close.
Okay, no, she won't be related then. Right, okay. So I told you it was going to be one of those days at 8 o'clock this morning, didn't I? Right, crewel work, beautiful, and it's Appleton's wool. It's wool, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's
pure English wool, 100% pure English wool. Plus your canvas, plus your instructions, plus your needle. That's crewel work, $49.99. Next. Richard's Revels, Jacobean. So this one again, it's beautiful. Now the colours in here are lovely, aren't they? Look. Oh, hang on, where do you want me to go? There you go.
So this one's named after my Richard.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's
why you laughed so much when she said this morning, does Richard reveal?
It was like Richard's reveal. I was like, we could do. I don't know.
Oh. There you go, £82. There you get all the wool, all the canvas, all the needles, all the instructions, everything you need in the box set to make that gorgeous piece.
And it's linen twill fabric, British linen twill. So it's really lovely traditional fabric.
And single figures. Single figures, right? Next. Ferns and pinks, yes, I have. Now, this is on a different fabric, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. That was the original Dupion. That's your straightforward Dupion, but this is Dupion with a metal. I always describe Dupion as like the icing sugar of silks, because it's like working with like icing. Well, not just the icing sugar, but icing made of icing. You've got that lovely crispness to it. It's got a metal, but in this one, you get a piece of calico to go behind there as your stabiliser.
Yeah.
No, it's woven. If you look, you can see here, it's shiny because it's woven. It's not just a spray thing that's gone on the top. It's actually woven in there.
Yeah, it's purple in one direction, like a mauve in one direction, and silver in the other.
Silver in the other. Oh, here you can see. Here, look. Look. There's your silver thread. There, look.
Yeah. You see? It's so beautiful. I saw that and I was like, they've got to have that. They've got to have that on the
No, you meant
pink.
you wanted that. That's what you meant. So you get the calico, the thread, the needles, the instructions. Now, it's no more difficult or easy to sew on that, is it?
No,
it's just
absolutely. Handle's exactly the same.
Yeah. Put it in your hoop, though.
Yeah.
Would you ever do it not in a hoop?
No.
Okay, fine. End of question. Right, then I've got Marguerite's Daisy.
Yes.
There you go. Marguerite's Daisy, which is where we were finishing off there. What's the matter with you? Now, this one's completely different again. Look, so you've got your wax there, your threads, your beads, your metal. So that's what we used to... Oh, no, that's different.
That's smooth. You've got bright check, you've got passing. That's what I've just been demonstrating with. You've got your beads.
Beautiful. And all the instructions, plus your pink silk, plus your calico to go behind. That one's $49.99. Now, what's this called?
A malure.
Malure. We didn't actually use it when we were doing the gold work, did we?
I wasn't doing the right technique.
Oh, okay. So what do I use this for, then?
So, basically...
I was going to make my thing.
So, if you've got your couching in, rather than handling it a lot after you've done it, if you want to ease it into position and just smooth the edges of it, you can use the rounded end for that.
Oh, hang on a sec.
And also with pearl.
Can you see that from upstairs? Is that possible? Hang on one second. We're just coming in now.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, don't look at the bottom. You'll go dizzy if you look at the bottom screen. There you go. Thanks,
So you
Ollie.
see, you can use the smooth end to kind of ease it into position. And then you use the sharper end. It's not sharp, it's pointed, for laying threads over and metal threads as well. So, and you can see it's hallmarks at the top.
Lovely. Beautiful. So that's that one. Now, we understand it's considered purchase. Yes. We're not going... you don't have to have one. We just think if you'd like to treat yourself or get him indoors or her indoors to treat one to you, it's just a nice little gift, isn't it?
The other thing is I now have my own hallmark. which I was very excited
No.
about. Yeah. So, because they are going to be antiques, basically.
Yes.
They're the thing that keeps on, it has its own
So
life.
when they find one of these, when they're going around the da-da-da-da-da-da, they go, oh, that's Helen McCook there.
Yeah.
Do you remember her? No, before my time.
Doesn't matter, it's there on the records, they'll be able to know.
That is at the it's Assay.
It's the Assay office, it's Birmingham Assay office.
That's why a lot when we used to work in jewellery, we go, oh, we can't sell that today, it's not arrived from the Assay office because it hadn't been hallmarked.
Yeah.
And the book, now, how are we doing in the book? Should be £12.99, remember? 12 left, 24 checked out. 12. We had loads. I thought we'd bought too many. No offence. I thought we bought. Well, no, because it's a.
But you never know, do you?
That's just it. You
never
don't know.
know.
But also, it's quite a niche.
Specific.
It's not like here is a sewing book with hundreds of different techniques in. Yes, it's got loads of techniques in it, but it's embroidery using gold work, isn't it?
Do you know, John? You know what it is. You know, I said to you earlier, you find your people.
Yeah.
You go down the rabbit hole and you find your people.
Yeah. Well, they're here today.
Find me people.
Yeah, you have. £9.99. They're like a bargain. That's what it is. £9.99 should be £12.99. They're going to sell out. They're going to sell out. Oh, we're going to do the thread pack. Oh, we've gone way over. Don't worry. What if Susie needs a bit of extra time? She can go to my hour at the end, so nobody's going to miss out except me. Right? Yeah. Hannah was going. It's all right. Doesn't matter. We go. It's only you next. I was going. No, Susie's next. Right. Where do you want to go next then? Japanese. That's this one here. Oh, no, it isn't. That one. Passing and Japanese, this one. What's the difference between passing and Japanese?
So, they're both...
packing away.
I'm moving out your way, John. So Japanese is... and passing, both are couching threads. They have a thread core and metal wrapped around.
Right.
But passing has a finer metal, and Japanese tends to have a slightly wider.
Do we use them for the same job?
Same job, yeah.
So some will just be finer lattice. If you do it for lattice work, some will be a finer lattice than another
Yeah,
one.
so quite often with passing, if you're doing a lot of movement with your shape, a passing's easier to use because it doesn't open and expose the core so much as the Japanese.
Of course,
but
yes,
Japanese is the traditional type.
Does that mean the purple one's got purple inside it?
Yeah,
or black inside it?
Yeah, it does. So it has a colour that complements and helps to tone the metal.
If it did split, it's not going to be, you're going to suddenly have a great big white.
No, not at all. It complements the metal that you've got in there. Helps
Okay,
to tone.
£24.99 that one. You can match one of these, so they're going back to you, aren't they? Then I've got smooth thread. There's your smooth thread in there. Again, what do we get in here? Is this one done by weight or?
5 packs of 5 grams, different colours, and it's all the same colours as you've got there.
And these are the colours you're going to
Yes.
get, right? There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. £19.99. I'll let you off those.
Thank you.
Hot, you mean? Bright. Bright, check, hot. Or have you called it warm? No, hot.
Warm. Just
Hannah
that's a
kept
bit.
saying warm.
It's a bit in between. It's neither here nor there. It's just warm.
Just warm,
Just warm,
tepid.
John.
Right, gold. There you go.
So again, it's 5 packs of 5 grams.
£19.99. Lovely.
To do those.
Then we've got the cold. She's miles away. She's not even with me now. Who's she talking to? 8. Munch. Munch, get out. Oh, no, not Munch. Who's Liam, then? Oh, Liam. Butch Liam. Yeah, not Munch at all. Couldn't get complete opposite, could you, really? £19.99. Beautiful. Right, that's that one. Then we had the buttons.
So
Buttons are sold out. Is that it, then? So we'll see you in a month, will we?
Lovely.
10 o'clock on Sunday.
10 o'clock on Sunday the 5th, and we're doing Jacoby and crewel work.
And what's your social media if we need to find you?
So just look for my name, Helen McCook.
Are you on all of them?
O.
You're not on TikTok, are you?
I'm not on TikTok because I'm over 40. And also, I'm not on Twitter.
It's not called Twitter anymore, it's called X.
Yes.
Yeah, but it looks like a somewhere you don't want to go to.
Looks like
Anyway.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, we're just measuring up for some new shelves, are we? Thanks ever so much.
So lovely. Thank you.
We'll see you in a month's time. I'll see you, excuse me, in 4 minutes with Susie doing those gorgeous quilts. Don't go anywhere.
Never miss a show by watching on the go with the Sewing Street app. Head over to your App Store now and search Sewing Street and simply download to your smartphone or tablet. You can watch the shows live and see your favourite presenters and guests. Click on the Today button to shop all of the products that are featured in today's show. Want to know what's hot? Then click here to see today's bestsellers and highlights. Have you missed a show or want to watch one back? Then click the schedule button and you can go back 7 days to watch and shop, and you can also see what's coming up over the next 7 days. Want to say hello or ask a question to our guests? Then send a message to the studio. You can also keep in touch with all the latest news, events, product launches and much more by clicking here for our social media pages. Never miss a show by watching on the go with Sewing Street.
Shopping with Sewing Street couldn't be easier. You can shop via